Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Medicare Masterclass. And this time for the final lesson in the Turning 65 or General Medicare course. And in this lesson, we're going to cover what do you need to do. So if you are already on Medicare, a lot of this lesson is not going to apply to you. This lesson is mainly geared for those who are approaching 65, don't know what to do for their situation, and that's what we're here for. So we're going to walk you through the 4 steps that you basically need to do to prepare and transition to Medicare and to have a successful experience afterwards. So if you're already on Medicare, could be some good information for you if you didn't have this kind of training before, or if you want to help a loved one or a friend through the process, this would be for you then. So let's start with step 1. First, you need to decide if you want to work past 65. Now, nowadays, it's not uncommon for people to work past 65, and sometimes it's a lot of times necessary. So if you want to work past 65, you have some decisions to make. So, 1, we talked about creditable coverage in previous lessons. Basically, it's coverage that meets Medicare standards. When you're first eligible for Medicare, if you're not going to be on Medicare, you want something creditable for your medical and your drug coverage, Parts B, D, and even A to an extent too. So your options you can do is you can continue to work and not do anything and be just fine as long as you have that creditable coverage with your employer. You can also potentially move to Medicare, cancel your employer coverage, and just have Medicare coverage. But it's best to compare your current coverage with what Medicare has to offer to make sure that it's actually going to be better for your situation. You don't want to have to move to Medicare if you don't have to, or if it's not in your favor. The other thing to consider is, does your current coverage cover family, spouses, kids? And by you canceling it and moving it to Medicare, will it also cancel for them as well? So ask yourself these questions before you make this change to Medicare, and consider, if you're going to work past 65, what do you want to do with your insurance, or what is your ultimate goal with it? So step 2, sign up for Part B. And we briefly mentioned this in the last lesson as well. Basically, if you are drawing your Social Security benefits before you turn 65, your Part B enrollment should be automatic. And if you are not, you will need to enroll in Part B manually, which is a simple call to Social Security. You can also go to ssa.gov, go to your My Social Security account, and enroll there. I've noticed that application, depending on people's situations, may direct you to just talk to someone with Social Security, but it works for most everybody. So again, if you're taking your Social Security benefits, your Part B enrollment should be automatic, and that Part B premium will be deducted from your monthly benefits. So you get it, it gets deducted before you get your check, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Now, if you are putting off your Social Security benefits, again, you do need to enroll in Part B manually. You can call Social Security, visit the local office, or you can enroll online through your My Social Security account. Because there's no benefits to draw your premium from, by default, your Part B premium will be charged to you on a quarterly basis, usually through the mail. So let's say the Part B premium is $140. It's not, and probably won't be for any years that you're watching this. This is just sheerly for example. So let's say it's $140. 3 months or 1 quarter worth is $420. So you would get a bill in the mail for $420. Now, I have been told that you can call Social Security and get this set up to come from a bank draft. Don't quote me on this. I don't know for sure, but I've heard from some people that this is the case. So you can potentially do that as well if you don't want to fork out 3 months worth of premiums at once. But if you decide to put off your Social Security benefits but still move to Medicare, that's totally fine. Many people do it. Just know that you're going to be charged a little differently, and you have an extra step before you can make that transition. All right, step 3 is making a plan choice. Now, everyone's needs are different, so no plan will work for everyone. Please don't just go with the plan because your sister, your parents, or your neighbor across the street says, oh, you have to go with this one, never go with this company. That's what works for them may not necessarily work for you. And I know I'm being kind of biased when I say there in bold, go with a broker. The reason why I say that is it is our job to understand the industry. Whether or not you just decide to go with me, another agent, please choose a broker. It does not cost you anything to use them, as they get paid from the insurance companies to sell their products, and they get paid the same with every company, so it doesn't really matter who they sell anyways. And so they're no cost to you. Plus, we get appointed with all the companies. We know how all the companies work. We know what their strong suits are, what their weak suits are, and we can compare every plan available to you based on your prescriptions and your doctors to make sure it actually fits and is custom tailored to your situation. So please don't just pick a plan because of its popularity. Please don't. It could be the means of hundreds of dollars a month more that you could be spending than being on a plan that's actually suited for you. So how we help our clients make plan choices is I kind of have this set funnel where we narrow things down. First and foremost, we look at prescriptions. That's kind of the first defining factor of what I make a plan recommendation from. Second is doctors. Because these plans have networks, we want to make sure your doctors are in the network. I rarely recommend a plan that does not cover your doctor unless it is a night and day difference as far as what's going to be best for you. So we try to keep your doctors in the network and make sure that they fit with your plan there. Next, we look at some ancillary benefits, things, and co-pays. Is physical therapy very important to you? Do you see specialists a lot? Do you plan to have a lot of major surgeries in the future? And look at the plan based on that. Then, of course, we look at the fun stuff, because Advantage plans have fun stuff. They can give you free fitness watches at times, credit to pay for things like vitamins and toothpaste. You got your dental, vision, hearing, free gym memberships. They come with fun stuff, and they do vary from plan to plan. So although plans will advertise those things to get you to sign up, that should be the last thing to check, just because you want to make sure it fits your doctors and your drugs first and foremost. That's more important than the fun stuff, but it's a part of our funnel because it is still important. We want you to get the stuff that you want to the best of our abilities. And last but not least, step 4. So once you've made your plan choice and you are on Medicare, each year, we talked about this with the annual enrollment period in the previous lesson, you're going to get what's called an annual notice of change, which again is a side-by-side comparison of here's your plan this year, here's your plan next year. And you can decide if you want to keep those changes or shop around for a new plan. If you choose to stay where you're at, you don't have to do anything. Your plan will automatically revert to the new changes and no paperwork to sign. Pretty nice. If you do want to make any changes, reach out to me or reach out to your agent and have them do a review with you to check out the new plans and new changes. Plans change every year, usually for the better. So some plans try to better their plans to get more people on them. They are a business at the end of the day. And so don't just see the latest and greatest benefit with one plan and not check with your agent to make sure that it's actually going to fit for you. Okay. And some additional resources, and again, not to be biased, but your agent. That's what we're here for. It's our job. It's how we put food on the table, is understanding and living Medicare. Like, that's what we eat, sleep, drink, and breathe most of the time, since, I'm not on Medicare yet. So that's what we're here for. Use us and abuse us. Call us for questions. That's our job. But of course, there's also Social Security, and that's the number for the general call center for Social Security. And of course, 1-800-MEDICARE. Always a great resource. Even us as agents use it all the time too. You'll notice that it is an extra digit than a typical phone number. Doesn't matter. It still goes through, and easy to remember, 1-800-MEDICARE. So that concludes Lesson 6, and that also includes this course of the Medicare Masterclass. We've talked about everything with general Medicare and what happens when you turn 65. We hope this has been a valuable asset to you in helping you understand what to do as you're approaching 65. Or even if you're on Medicare and you just want to understand how it all works and didn't get this training when you when you were going through that transition. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope it's been helpful. Call us if you have any questions, and we'd love to talk with you soon. Thanks, and have a great one.